Hi, and welcome to Hale Off The Trail, a podcast for the everyday outdoor enthusiast. We're Olivia and Colton Hale, a married couple from Ohio turned full-time RVers in 2020. Over the last few years, we've been on some crazy adventures. Sit back and relax with us as we take a break from hiking and share how we manage this unpredictable lifestyle together. We'll talk how-tos, how not to do's, national parks, favorite adventure memories, and so much more. 3, 2, 1.
Hello!
And welcome to the first episode of
Hale Off The Trail.
So, you probably heard from the intro, we're a married couple. We live full-time in our RV for the past nearly 3 years. I'm the wife.
I am the husband.
My name's Olivia.
Colton.
And we have 2 rescue pups with us. Bonnie, if you're watching on YouTube, is the bigger black and white one that loves to commandeer the couch. And Stella is our more skittish pup that has already retreated to the back of the RV.
She can't take loud voices.
She can't handle most things. But this is our first episode, and it's really exciting because we're, like a day away from taking off on the biggest journey yet?
Yeah.
I worked as a travel nurse, and that's kind of how we got into this RV setup. We've lived in New Mexico. Now you name the next
Arizona.
one. Oregon.
Washington.
Arizona again.
Arizona after that again.
Yeah.
Bad contract, but hey, whatever.
And then
Maine.
And then we drove
California.
Yeah, we drove cross country to California, and now we've been in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho for 5 months, which is the longest place we've ever stayed anywhere. But now we're headed to, drumroll, I can't do that very well, Alaska.
Yeah, Alaska. And
it's kind of not going the way that we planned. I thought I would get a contract here, but the market wasn't super great. So we kind of toyed with the idea of still chasing that Alaskan dream. I'm taking the summer off, and we're road tripping up there to spend the summer. So lots of cool things to come, but we're taking off to get into Canada and get on the Alaskan highway in the next, week or so. But leaving here in Idaho, the day after tomorrow, Saturday.
Yeah.
So
super exciting. We've been trying to start this podcast, thinking about it. We do a lot of national park trips and different stuff. Olivia does Instagram. You may know her from there, Hale on a Trail. And so we've been kind of waiting for the next big thing, I guess. And it seems like this might be it.
This is it. We're really excited. Kind of put off researching specific things we wanted to do until last minute because we weren't really sure if we were going to get a contract. If we weren't, were we going to go somewhere else? But I just started researching more and more in the last couple days, and there's so much to do, and we're just so hyped to see it all. So we thought it would be really cool to start the podcast now, and we're really energetic about something new and exciting that's happening. We have a lot of stories from previous adventures. I'm not the most coordinated person, so there's some entertaining stuff in our what would you call it,
repertoire.
There
you go.
So we thought it would be really fun, so that's what we're doing. And this episode's going to be dedicated to kind of pre-trip, why we're going to Alaska, talking about specific things that we're individually excited for, and kind of what our route up there is going to look like. So yay. Okay. Where do you want to start, Olivia? So I think it would be really interesting to just talk about why do we want to go to Alaska? What's the big deal with Alaska? It's the last frontier. Everyone thinks there's nothing going on up there but moose and snow. So Colton, why do we want to go?
Yeah, it's kind of been this big end goal, I guess, for us when we started traveling 2 years ago. We left Ohio. It's
almost been 3 years.
It's almost been 3 years. Yeah, left our home, and it's been a lot of challenges just getting used to life on the road in a big Class A, all the different challenges of parks and everything. I guess at the start it was there's no way we could get to Alaska in this thing. And then slowly I got to be more comfortable with everything around the RV and the different systems and maintenance and stuff. And so finally feel comfortable like we could do it and could make it happen.
Yeah, and as an anxious person, for me, taking this leap to travel was huge in general. And like right off the bat, when I realized, probably after like the second or third contract, where I learned quickly that like, yeah, everything's different. It's new people every time, but it's essentially like the same crap in different places when it comes to like the nursing job. So I felt like my eyes were open to the possibility of seeing more of the country, and so Alaska was like, heck yeah, why would we not? So we're really excited that the opportunity to see tons of wildlife.
Yeah, we were like going ham driving through Yellowstone, seeing all the wildlife there.
Yeah, we went last September during the elk rut, and it was like nothing I've ever seen before.
Yeah, I mean, we saw pretty much everything that you could see there. We didn't. I mean, you saw a grizzly, but not like up close.
No, and that's
Which
how
is
I
what you
would
wanted.
prefer it,
Right.
but I'm a little nervous for Alaska, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
What else are we excited about, would you say?
I think it got really exciting when we started to kind of plan out trips. So we'll have what year is it?
Four.
Our fourth
What are you talking
anniversary?
about? Oh, sixth. I thought you meant what year is the
Our
RV?
sixth wedding anniversary will be while we're there, so it gives us more incentive to kind of do bigger trips. And so Olivia was doing some research and like things like Brooks Falls to do, or like kayaking a glacier, or riding beautiful scenic train routes up there,
I just
hiking
didn't.
to ice caves.
Yeah, I didn't know like half of this stuff was even a thing. I mean, I knew about the ice caves because I've seen pictures online, and I knew I wanted to do that, but like no idea about the Alaskan Railroad, which looks super cool, and I've always wanted to ride a train in that way, where they've got like glass wall or windows and ceiling, so it's like a panoramic view, and there's like fancy dining carts and stuff, and it's just like Harry Potter-esque. I say that as a non-Harry Potter fan, but that's the first thing that came to my mind. So yeah, we're excited at the possibility of a lot of adventures. It's also like a really cool thing that I think we'll be able to check off our bucket list is driving ourselves there, because we're leaving our second car here. We picked that up probably last year at this time was the first time we brought our second car behind us in tow that I started to drive. And so now all the crew's going to be back together in the big motorhome, and I'm excited for that.
So, big question, are you going to drive the motorhome on the Alcan?
I mean, the Alcan is known for being a little rough road, so
far I've seen people posting that it looks all right.
I think the question is really, are you willing to take that chance on me?
I have been willing the entire time. What did we do? Remember when we were stuck in traffic, we did a shotgun, you jump in, I jump out, take a piss, come back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable if it's a straight line the whole time, a straight road. I have no idea how I could gauge like the girth and size of the motorhome if we're doing like a turn, or if I have to come to a sudden stop.
I would say that the length is a bigger issue than the girth, but okay, if that's where you want to go with that.
You're being perverted.
Why did you go with girth?
Stop. Okay, we're moving on. We're going to talk a little bit about the preparations that we've been doing in the last few weeks to get ready for this journey. So, Colton, specifically, what have you done?
A lot of waiting till the last minute and then doing stuff at the last minute. That's been fun. But I feel like I've got things pretty thoroughly researched. We always, like, our first trips, we had like binders of everything planned out, printed out, all the campgrounds booked. Like, we started so prepared that I feel like now this one, I'm okay with it being a little less structured.
We're also going to be there for so much longer.
Right. Everything's kind of up in the air as far as like timelines. We did book a campground next to Banff, which was good to have set. I plan to do a lot of boondocking, so I've got just a whole bunch of sites. I use a few apps, so I use RV Life Trip Wizard, which helps with the RV situation. It keeps me from going under bridges that are too short or on roads that I can't really be on, and it'll tell me if they're dirt roads, stuff like that. It's for RV planning. And then I can see campgrounds through there. So we have a rough idea of campgrounds, rough idea. I use iOverlander to shows me like off-grid places that you could park. And that's been great. I haven't really used that in the past, but it should be great for this one. So we got campgrounds, off-grid places. There's another website I use for like sanitation dumps. So like we could dump our poop wherever if we get filled up. And then I use Onyx, which is like a hunting app, but it's great for offline map usage. I can download maps, so I've got all the different points, coordinates on there. So I think we're doing all right. We got the milepost, which is what everybody says to get. Olivia's looked through that. I've looked through it a little bit. We got the map put together. It's such a book. I feel like we'll just have to use it when we go.
Yeah, it's so intense.
But you've been doing like a lot of research into
the excursions, man. I'm here to live.
For sure. And I know like every day I feel like you've been coming to me about something new we've got to be worried about with the border crossing.
Oh my gosh.
Can you just give us an update on that?
That's something else we're going to talk about. I guess we can kind of skip what I'm doing to prep because like Colton is Mr. Fix-It when it comes to our RV and our home. I just like keep up with the laundry and make dinner and like I have been researching a lot, so I won't completely cut myself short, but I am so anxious about this border crossing. And we went up to Banff in the end of February while we were in this Idaho contract, and that's a whole other story. I'm now big toenailless for the summer.
Double big toenail times 2.
Bilateral. I'm without both of my big toenails.
Well, like 63% of your one big toe is gone. The rest is still hanging on. Big toenail.
I've got both digits.
It was shaky there for a while, but yes.
Yeah, it was. But that's another story.
That won't. The border crossing will be fine with that, right? Like they're not gonna look at your big toes.
Oh my gosh! Of course not. No, it was a lot easier when we went then because we just took our car. But I was nervous about the dogs, and they saw them in the back seat. Didn't do anything about it. It was just kind of like,
they were just like, hey, you got dogs? I think on the way back in they said, do you have dog food with you? It's like, yeah. And they're like, okay.
Yeah, I just feel like there's no way that it's not going to be way more in-depth hauling a whole motorhome across the border. I'm reading the milepost. It's talking about like you can't have guns, you can only have a specific amount of alcohol, and like produce isn't allowed, chicken isn't allowed. Apparently there's an issue with dairy, and like of course me being the person that preps for like food if we're boondocking and stuff, I bought up all this meat, so now I'm like shit. So we'll definitely talk a little bit about how that goes over. For whatever reason, I really thought that you had told me that we were spending a night in Idaho. I thought that was the Walmart. I guess it makes sense because we're so close to Canada.
We're like 3.5 hours from the border crossing. And so, yeah, we're going to drive up past it. I really doubt that they're going to take our meat. But hey, if they want our meat, they can have our meat.
Yeah, I know.
Or we'll sit there and eat it. We'll just cook it up right away.
I have it in my mind that, like, if we do something wrong, we're going to go to jail.
Go to Canadian jail?
Go to jail for a chicken breast.
Do you think they'll serve us pancakes?
Why would you say that?
And syrup?
Oh, the maple syrup thing?
Maybe.
I haven't had a good pancake in a long time. Tim Hortons, I'm excited to experience again.
Oh, yeah. We'll have to stop at some of those.
So, yeah, we're spending a couple days in the Canmore area, checking out Banff again. I think it'll be cool to see some of the spots that we have been. Lake Louise. We ice skated on Lake Louise, which I grew up ice skating, so that was like a 10 out of 10 experience, even with a frostbitten toe. But to see it like thawed, I would like to kayak on it, but we'll kind of see what happens. And then we're gonna do Icefields Parkway up to Jasper, which that's all new to us. We're really looking forward to it. And then we're taking off on the Alcan, so that will definitely be interesting. Just
everything that I've seen is it just freezes over so much in the winter that it can take them a while to fix some of the like bigger issues in the roads.
Yeah.
So potholes, they say these like reverse speed bump type things. berms, snow berms or something you gotta watch out for.
Oh boy.
Long stretches of gravel road, which we pull a Jeep behind, so like RIP to that windshield. Hopefully
Yeah,
it'll be
we're
right.
gonna put one of my yoga mats over it and
Yeah,
hope for the best.
We'll see.
But
We are on RV windshield number 3 as well, so hopefully that holds up.
yeah, that's really annoying how many times we've had to fix that.
Yeah, it's not easy getting a replacement set up.
We're in that Facebook group, RVing to Alaska, is that what it's called?
Something like that, yeah.
And there's so many people that are doing the same thing, journeying up there right now, and almost all of their posts that I'm seeing come up is like pictures of moose and bears off the side of the road. And I'm scared about that. Like, we have 2 little dogs with us, and Stella is so small.
Bonnie's 100 pounds. She's not a little dog, but she's not a bear killing dog.
She's my
either.
child.
I think that we'll just keep them away from them, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, I worry about Stella. When we were on one of our anniversary hiking trips before we left Ohio, she was being stalked, or what is it called? Like the coyote was like
stalking her,
and my dad had to kill it, or else it would have taken our little Stella.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate.
I worry about her a lot. Like last week when we were hiking and it was getting kind of dusky.
I will say we should keep them on leashes though.
Yeah,
I've heard that. We definitely don't want them running off. I think they'll be just fine.
Yeah. So, if you haven't picked it up already, we're driving the Alaskan. So there's 2 different routes up to Alaska. The road was made in World War II to connect Alaska to the lower 48 states through Canada.
The Alaskan was.
The Alaskan. And from Coeur d'Alene to where the Alaskan ends in Fairbanks is going to be 2,253 miles of a drive for us. So that's going to be no quick route.
Yeah.
And then is it Cassier is the more coastal route that goes up. So
who knows, we might take that one down. I know a lot of people do from Seattle, like if they're going into Washington, they'll take that one back through there.
Yeah, I have had people recommend that as a route to take on the way back because it is pretty scenic as well. But what are some things that you're looking forward to on the Alaskan? I know there's not like a lot.
Yeah,
but
there's like this typical tourist stuff like Dawson City. Take a picture with the sign. It's the official start of the Alaskan.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it'd be cool. The next thing is the Watson Lake Sign Forest. So that'd be cool. Olivia had some creative itch recently, if you want to talk about that.
So that's like right when you get into the Yukon territory in Canada, and it's known for, I looked it up today, it's been happening where people leave signposts of their hometown or whatever there since 1942.
Wow.
And there's over 77,000 signs there.
Apparently it's like a maze. You walk through a bunch of signs.
Yeah, so it's like the opposite of Leave No Trace, but like in a good way.
Yeah, it's like an attraction at this point.
Yeah,
and they encourage people to come and bring signs.
Yeah, it's a famous stop on the Alaskan, and so we have a license plate that we're going to leave behind that is still listed as the county in Ohio that at least I'm directly from, that you lived in.
When we left, Ohio was still, you needed a front license plate, so it's a front license plate off of our vehicle.
I'm surprised you kept that. You just like pulled it out of the bin, the bottom bin, and you're like, oh, you want to put this up? I was like, what? Yeah.
I feel like if you're a guy, you keep license plates.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever. What are you going to do with them? Keep them, hang them up. They're cool.
I guess. So I wood burn sometimes, and I have some like pieces of basswood that you can get on Hobby Lobby or Michael's or whatever. And I just decided, like, we went to an art show last weekend, and I was like, I really think that I could do this. Like, if I just learned the specific brushes and strokes that you needed to do to make some patterns come out, like, I think I could be a painter. I'm not talking about, like, Da Vinci. No. Just, like, a good painter. My grandpa was a good painter. I'm pretty artistic. So I whip my stuff out. I've got, like, 4 different colors of acrylic paint.
She's got a Home Depot tackle box. That's our art supplies
Hey,
we keep in
man,
the RV.
we live in an RV. You do what you gotta do. But I sat out there after researching for Alaska for a couple hours. I started painting and I really got in my groove. You were like mad at me that night saying that I ignored you, but I was in the zone.
Yeah, like I kept like searching for you and I couldn't find you, and then here you're just out like in a different world painting this thing.
Well, at first I was like, this really isn't working out the way that I want it to look. And then I was like, well, shoot, because to be totally honest, I was referencing a picture online, Google image. I'm not the kind of person that can just like pull anything out of their butt and draw it. I have to have a reference point. So I was trying to do that with the mountains because it's like the snow and then there's like a shadow to bring out like the textures. And I was like, this is actually pretty okay. For the 4 colors that I have, this is not bad. But I didn't love it. And I had these like old paint markers around, so I was like, I think I can kind of like put our name on it, say the year, blah blah blah. We put the quote on it that we really like, travel far enough, you meet yourself, David Mitchell. So I did that today, and then we like did a cured layer of Mod Podge and then some polyurethane.
Yeah.
And I dig it.
We tried to make it as waterproof as possible, so yeah, we did a thick layer of Mod Podge, stuck it in the oven, 175 for what, like
an hour,
because some online article said that could cure it, because it's supposed to take like 4 weeks to cure.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
We don't have 4 weeks. So we did that, cured it, and then we put some poly on top, like a big thick layer.
I did a lot, so hopefully that works out.
Yeah, if you're watching, we'll put something up on the screen.
We need to put like we need to figure out where exactly it is in the forest of signs.
Yeah.
So that at least we can know to describe it in my travel journal.
There you go.
Yeah.
And if anybody's listening and heads up there, they can find it, possibly.
You know, cool. That video where the person, they were trying to find one and they did like a riddle. We should come up with a riddle. But
I don't think we're that smart, but if we could.
I can't like come up with a riddle. So, okay, we can kind of talk about like the different kinds of excursions that we want to do while we're in Alaska, because we're going to be there for like a couple months.
Yeah, so you did the research on that. Why don't you just run us through some of the more exciting things that you saw that are possibilities?
Yeah, so that's my problem, is I research for fun, and Colton researches for like the things we need, the RV parks, the dump stations like he mentioned. So I'm very much like floating along, super happy, like want to do everything that I find out about. So there's a lot of different options and I want to do them all.
Yeah, it's tough when you go on that rabbit trail and you find all those great things, and it's like, how do we say no to some of them?
Yeah, because
we have so much time.
Yeah, and they are really expensive. The first one I think we both definitely agree on is doing the flight out to Katmai National Park to see the grizzly bears feeding on the salmon at Brooks Falls. And pictures of that is like the epitome of Alaska. If you see like a grizzly bear feeding on a salmon, it's probably from that area. I'm a little sketched out about it.
It's from Brother Bear too.
I didn't watch those.
Oh, we gotta watch them.
No.
Yeah, on a road trip, we'll play it.
I don't think I should watch anything. Well, maybe if that's positive. That's like a cartoon, right?
That's what will make you love bears. It's such a great movie.
Okay. My problem with bears is that I've listened to too many podcasts about hikers that get like mutilated by bears, eaten by bears. So
okay, we're gonna change the stigma. We're gonna be hikers that will not get mutilated by bears.
Well, that's always the goal, but to make matters even worse, my dad's a hunter, and I grew up, you know the bear I'm talking about. He has a taxidermy bear.
Yeah.
Behind his big chair. I was terrified of that. I would not go into the family room after dark at night growing up because I was so afraid of that bear.
You'll
I'm afraid
get you
of
to
bears.
face that fear, and you will
I don't want to face it.
What are you going to do when you're surrounded by bears, all feasting grizzly bears off the salmon in the falls?
Focus on your salmon. I support it. That's what I'm saying, though. What's interesting about it, I had no idea this is what it was. I thought you were on a boat for some reason, but like,
no.
So it goes from Anchorage. You take a quick flight to this King Salmon place. And then you take a float plane. So that's one of the planes that can land on water, which, like, 10 out of 10, just doing that, I'm hyped about.
I'm a little stressed to fit in that thing. To be honest, we shall see.
And then we end up at Katmai, and they give us some bear safety, which I think is definitely going to be necessary, because these pictures, it's like these wooden railing platforms that are just like above the bear environment. And this isn't like bears in an enclosure at the zoo. This is like wild bears in their natural habitat feeding on salmon. So like, I'm a little afraid about that.
And it's not a guided tour. They set you loose. And I'm pretty sure they do that because it's dangerous to the guides, but who knows?
No, they said there's guides out there. I was reading about that.
Oh, they'll be like
don't make
people
it worse.
casually. You cannot take any bear spray with you either. So I've heard.
R.I.P. I mean, I'm scared.
We just gotta be one with the bears.
Yeah. So we're hoping to do that for our anniversary. And then the other big thing that I really want to do is see glaciers. And I see all these pictures online about like people that go in the ice caves and like do tours, and the like blue and pretty whites and stuff, or it looks like glass walls all around you.
Yeah, it's kind of like what is that, Antelope Canyon, but icy.
Yeah, but not as like swoopy, I guess. But yeah, I'd love to do that. And then the Alaskan Railroad, I knew nothing about until like 2 days ago when I started researching things that we could potentially do.
I've heard of it with like cruises as part of it, like you cruise.
I guess my parents did that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but we've been like dying to go on a nice train ride for a long time.
Yeah.
So this will be really cool to do.
Are you saying that your train ride through Santa Cruz was not good enough? Through the redwoods?
Yeah, that was cool. That was Harry Potter-esque as well.
Not really. It was like a
It was an open train.
Yeah, it was an open train. I want like a luxury train experience.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can balance that. What else do we want to do? I'm just excited for the potential of, I know you want to fish.
I'd love to go fishing. I'd love to fish and fill up our freezer with some salmon or some halibut would be really cool.
Yeah, I just want to like taste the fresh fish of the area. Like, we have lived...
Don't they have Alaskan king crab?
I don't know. Probably.
You love crab legs.
I'm a slut for crab legs. But like, we've lived in Bar Harbor to work. We've been on the coast of California. We like experiencing the cultures of other places that we've been blessed enough to travel to.
Yeah, and like harvesting stuff as well.
Oh yeah, like the mushroom pick that we did this spring here, and
like local lobsters, local blueberries in Maine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we'll do some local stuff.
Should check that. You make my heart explode with laughter. Hey. You also have it in your head after we're watching some YouTube videos that we're going to drive as far north as you can.
Yeah, so once you get to Anchorage, there's like an old logging road, which is the only road that you can take to get up there, but it takes you as far north as you can go in Alaska to a town called Dead Horse, which is like nothing there. But it would be cool to say that we went all the way up there. It's like, what, 10 hours to get up there?
I think
Ridiculous.
You said like 11, yeah.
But I think it'd be cool, and we can step our toes in the Arctic Ocean.
The Arctic Ocean, go to the Arctic Circle. The roads, again, look super horrible, but we wouldn't take the RV
No,
up there.
yeah, that's what's great about our setup is we have a rooftop tent on our Jeep, and so we can just park the RV somewhere and then take the Jeep wherever and just camp out of it.
Yeah.
Which would be fun.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, you were like, you don't have to come if you don't want to, but like, if you're going to go, I definitely want to do that too. Yeah. I just am kind of annoyed at how long it would take.
Well, we've got so much time though.
I know, but it doesn't feel like it at the same time. I don't know. I feel like this has just been something that we're like, have been thinking about forever, and then my contract was up and we've been here for like a month debating if it was going to happen. Now it's like we've been building up this excitement and we're actually doing it, And like, I'm not saying I'm not excited to do that, but I'm like so much more excited to do other things, you know.
That's fair. Yeah. Sure.
But I mean, I'm not working this summer, so I want to just like experience it all.
Yeah, who knows what we'll get into.
Yeah. And what was I gonna say?
I'm excited to maybe go out and find some like cool rocks, maybe.
Yeah, here we go.
Go find some gold. Maybe we'll pan for some gold. It'd be amazing if I could find a whale skull, cut it up, take it home, put it back together.
What?
I can see it now.
Where are we gonna fit that?
Under the RV.
Oh my gosh.
We'll mount it to the roof of the RV. How about that?
He wants to find moose paddles, elk sheds. Do they have elk up there or just like caribou? I don't know.
Ooh, caribou would be cool. Yeah, it's that weird thing where I'd love to go out and look and like do wilderness like.
But there's
hikes.
grizzlies there and they're gonna eat you.
Right. So don't want to get eaten by a grizzly, but
I've heard their breath really stinks.
yeah, it probably does. It smells a little fishy.
Ugh. Ugh. But
we'll see.
So yeah, this has kind of been all over the place. We're just really excited. We're hoping to experience a lot of Alaska. Definitely gonna keep everybody updated on the podcast. We plan to do like breakdown episodes based off of like big highlighted things, whether it's border crossing, what you need to know, what we didn't do right. I don't know.
Yeah, there's so many people that it's like a hit or miss. Like you either have a horror story situation, like we get stopped, we get searched, Olivia gets cavity searched or some weird stuff like that.
Cavity search?
Happens.
What?
Knowing us, who knows if that'll happen. But if not, hey, if it's chill, we'll report back to you as well. I hope to just update everybody on like what we're doing, anything that's exciting, unexpected, and like as we're going.
Yeah, we also want to do as much as we can to make the route there fun and entertaining, because it is going to be a long trek, especially with like treacherous roads, and it gets pretty loud as we're like throwing around and drawers are opening and stuff. So we just want to like be really intentional about documenting what it's actually like, because I do think this is like really cool, and we're gonna look back at it in like years and decades from now and be like, we freaking did it. I mean, hopefully if we don't die. But we wanted to Bonnie farted and it's like right in my face. We wanted to do a game as part of our drive out there, so we thought it would be fun to make little like bingo boards for the two of us individually of like wildlife sightings, and the first person that gets bingo, we're still debating on what the prize is. What did you say it was?
Like a pass to buy one souvenir, no matter what it is, and the other person can't say no.
Is there a price range on that?
I mean, maybe. Probably not, though. I mean, I'm not going to buy, like, $1,000 artifact or something crazy. Maybe.
I think we should put a price, like $250 max.
Okay.
And the other person can't say shit.
Sure. Why not?
Okay, fun.
Cool. Let's do it.
Yeah. Shake on it. Shake.
Not a dog, but okay.
So that's it. I guess that's it. We're taking off soon. We'll keep you updated. Should be really fun. Let us know if you have any questions.
Just follow along. We're excited. It'll be a journey.
Should be really fun.
Peace out. Hey everyone, we want to give a big thank you to anyone who's taken the time out of their day to listen to the end. This chapter of our lives has truly been so much fun, and if our talks help encourage you to get out there and chase your own outdoor dreams, it's been more than worth it. Do us a favor, rate, review, and subscribe to the pod, and until next time, happy trails from the Hales.